Hey, welcome to another episode of the Evolved Dad Shortcast. Today, I want to talk about how the journey of personal development is intense, how you need to really be your greatest cheerleader. So, the hardest thing about personal development is breaking through the old shell and building to be that new person, getting rid of the old things. And what's been weird about it for me and for many others that I've spoken with is the old habits are almost like addictions where you seem to kick them, but every once in a while they sneak back into your life. They re-challenge you. And if you're not ready for that, you can fall back into those old habits. And during those times, it's really easy to become despondent. It's easy to say, I just can't. I just came full circle. I was doing great, and that's it. I'm done. It's a hard time to get through, but it's an important time to get through because the idea is not to focus on the fact that you came full circle, because I wouldn't call it full circle. And it's really not full circle. It's that you have this thing that you've been doing. Let's take scrolling scrolling through social media, for example. So if you used to be someone that would just sit on social media and scroll through it endlessly, and then you change to being a person who is more focused, be it on reading, be it on spending time working out, be it on learning something new. Whatever that time that was spent, that's really the new you. Now, yes, there are going to be times where you're going to have that fallback. That's human nature. That's the reality of it. And the further you get away from it, the less often it's going to happen. So, yeah, maybe once every week or two, you end up falling back to that now. But as you continue down and you continue growing, as you're building those new habits, the old habits have no place anymore. They slowly drop to the wayside. Keeping in mind that they will resurface here and there still, and be okay with that. Be okay with the fact that you're up to the point that you're up to, you're growing, and you should continue growing. Give yourself that pat on the back, which is something that I personally find very hard to do, is to realize how far you've come, but not to remain stagnant, not to say, it's okay, I've done so much, I could stop now. It's more along the lines of, look how far I've come. I can't stop now. I got to keep going and keep pushing yourself, but in a positive sense. In a positive sense, not a way of, you can't do this again, get away from it. What are you doing? Because when we berate ourselves, that's really when things start turning towards the negative. But if we can retain and maintain that positive focus and emotion, we're giving ourselves that leg up. We're giving ourselves the step to continue on, to get up that mountain. And that's really the most important concept. Now, keeping in mind that the only way you could really do this is if you've created a goal, if you've created a endpoint. Where are you trying to get to? Now, it doesn't have to be something for the end of your life that you have this massive goal, but at least to create something where you have steps to accomplish, you have somewhere to grow to in the next year, the next 2 years, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, whatever it may be. When you have those goals, you can take more of the concept of climbing up the mountain to heart. Because when you're climbing up a mountain or you're taking a hike somewhere, you don't have the opportunity to always continue straight. There's trees in the way. There may be rocks that are blocking, you can't get past. Maybe there's a river, or maybe there's some other roadblock where you can't get past it. And at that point, you have two options. You have the option of saying, I can't, there's too many things in my way, I can't do it. And there are those that do, and they turn back down the mountain. Doesn't make a difference if they're a quarter of the way up or three-quarters of the way up. But if there's no vision of the top of the mountain, there's nothing to focus on. And the only thing that you end up focusing on is what's right in front of you, which is that roadblock. But if you have it planned out and you know there's going to be roadblocks ahead, you don't know what the roadblocks are because you've never been there before. And that's normal. You're not going to know where every roadblock is going to be. You take it more in stride. It may hurt when you have that roadblock because you have to think of everything that it's going to take to get you around that roadblock, to get past that roadblock. But if you take a moment to turn around and look back down the mountain and see how far you've come, that will help get you to the next part of the mountain. And you don't need the energy right now to get you to the top. You need the energy to get you to take the next few steps. And when you get to that next roadblock, you're going to turn around again. And that's going to give you the energy to take those next few steps. And that's really all it is. There is nothing that you're going to be able to focus on and maintain that excitement and devotion and momentum to get all the way from the beginning. It just doesn't happen. There's always going to be breaking points along the way, whether it's a race, whether it's climbing that mountain, or whether it's doing that personal development, trying to build new habits, change yourself, become that new person. And especially as a dad, to take those things to heart. Because often enough, we get caught up in the day to day where it can just burn you out to the point where you're like, what am I even doing? But when you have that bigger goal, the day to day is those little bits of growth. The day to day interactions where you're making that little bit of progress. Maybe you fell back a little bit and then you're moving forward and then you fell back, but now you took 20 steps forward and you're a totally different person now from who you were last year. That's something to pat yourself on the back for. That's something to take some time, sit down, think through where you were, where you're up to. Congratulate yourself. Throw yourself a party, whatever it may be. But don't give up. And if I have one thing to tell you, it's to keep going. Because you can do this. People have done it before. People will continue to do it. The only thing that you have to do right now is make that decision. Are you going to be one of those people that's going to keep trying? That's all you need to do. As always, I want to thank you for spending your time with me today. This is Jonathan, the Evolved Dad, signing off.